Hey friends, it's Ashley, and today I'm here with a new layout for Colorcast Designs using some pieces from the May Everything kit. And I'm going to get started with a quick tutorial here of how I created the shaped photos. I did this in Adobe Illustrator. I just found a shape of Texas, and I'm going to select the brush tool here, and then I'm just going to use it to draw around the state of Texas. And this doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not going for the exact shape. I just want to have a general shape of the state, and so I'm going to use this and trace around the state shape, just trying to stay as close to it as possible just to get that shape that I need, and then close it up here. Sometimes it doesn't always meet up when you're using the brush tool, and you do want to make sure that the ends are connected. So I am going to also select the direct selection tool here and use it to make sure that those points are connected, just to make that a full shape, because it won't work for the clipping mask if you don't do that. And then once I have that done, I'm going to just kind of get this placed where I want it to kind of crop out my photo. And once I get that done, I'm going to select over both pieces, and then I'm going to go to Object and select Clipping Mask, and then Make. And then that is going to cut it into my photo for me. And then I took it into Silhouette Studio, just so I could use it to cut these. You can see the newer version automatically puts the cutting line around your shape. If you don't have that, you can bring in the shape that you used originally, and you can trace that if you want to. You also need to set your margins for printing this out, so you want to make sure you do that, so you can print and then go back and cut so it can read those lines. And if you want to do the trace, you can just go to select trace area, trace over your shape, and then you can kind of put it over where you want it to cut, and once you send that to your machine, it will cut it out in that shape. So I have all of mine done, and these are most of the places or most of the states that we've been to, not quite all. But I thought it would be fun to use the Adventure Awaits acrylic piece. I really love the white and then all of the little colorful pieces that fit in. So I'm going to get started with that part here. And I'm also using some pieces from the Allie Edwards Star Quarterly Scrapbook kit that came out last year. That big star there has a pocket on it, so I thought I would layer the title over that, and then I'm going to use that pocket to add in my journaling later on. And I don't think these kits are available in physical format anymore, but I think they do have it in digital, so I will leave a link to that for you in the description box. So right now I'm going to go ahead and put some of the little pieces in here to fill those in. And I like to use the glossy accents just because a liquid adhesive seems to hold the acrylic pieces really well on your layouts. And I am using the little white inside pieces that go in there too, so you want to make sure you have all your pieces for your acrylic. And so I'm just going to finish up the other ones here and get that done. This also adheres it really well if you are layering it over something else like this star that had stitching on it. So that way you'll make sure your piece doesn't fall off later on. So I'm just going to get this last one finished up here and make sure that that kind of sets and stays where it's supposed to. And then I'm going to start adding my photos. And I wanted to kind of add these like they would be in the map of the United States. Obviously, they're not perfect because of the space that I had being limited. I couldn't fit them in to go along with where they actually go shape-wise. But I'm just kind of working with them and kind of getting the southern states at the bottom, and then kind of working the mid states around on the sides, and the northern states, of course, at the top. And this book that I'm using is an 8¼ by 8¼ book that I created using my cinch machine. I just did a spiral on this just so I could use it for kind of scrapbook layouts when I don't want to do a traveler's notebook layout. So I am finishing these up here for New York City and Washington, D.C. I just created star shapes because since they weren't full states for these and they're kind of small, I thought the stars would be perfect for those because I did want to add in some photos from those trips. So I finished up with those. And now I'm going to start embellishing, and I wanted to add the abbreviation for each state. So I'm using these little puffy alpha stickers from Heidi Swap. I initially wanted to use all black, but for some reason my brain did not register that I didn't have any A's left. So I start out with the black letters, and I do have all of the other colors that Heidi has in the shop, which are like pink, yellow, and blue. So I do decide to go back once I realize that I am low on the letter A. I only had two left, and I start changing those out in just a minute to different colors. And then I also had these little embellishments from the Star scrapbooking kit, and so I thought it would be fun just to add in some embellishing to kind of highlight a few states with these. I didn't want to add too much embellishment because there was so much going on with the big title, and then all of the photos. So I thought these were a perfect way just to add in some extra embellishing but not overwhelm the layout. And I could still add the state abbreviations to those. So I'm going to get this last one done here, and that one will be where I switch over to the different letter colors and just go in and add GA for Georgia here using the blue stickers. So I did go back and take some of the ones that I had already done off, just so I could switch those colors out and start bringing in the yellow, pink, and teal colors. So now I have everything done, and I'm going to create my little journaling spot here. So I just used a journaling card that I cut down and some printed journaling that I can pop in that pocket right there. And I am going to add one more of those little starbursts to go on that to pull it out. And that will finish up my project for today. I will link up the products I used in the description box below, so make sure you check those out if you're interested in any of the products that I used today. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a thumbs up, and if this is your first visit to my channel, I would love for you to become a new subscriber. Thanks so much for watching today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.